Rapping mimosa, these bars in the holster. Pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster. Women who can rap make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit, y'all know what it is. It's time to rap, and mimosas.
Woo! Yay! We're here. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
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 Thank you all for joining me today for our special Halloween episode.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So today is Halloween. We talking about some real shit, some scary shit. We're talking about dating. That's some real shit, some scary shit.
It is scary. Very scary.
Okay, that is it. Okay, but before we do that, now y'all are repeat offenders of rapping mimosas.
Yes,
Y'all are repeat lyricists. You know, they come on here, if y'all seen previous episodes or listen to previous episodes, they come on here and they drop mixtapes, especially this one.
It's this one. This one be having all the lyrics. I'm telling you, you do a really good job.
She always thought
I be here for it every time. Every time.
Rick come to the show, she was like, yeah, run that beat back.
Mixtapes dropping next
We in the
week.
studio with it.
Rick be like, drop that beat back.
Like, first of all, I'm in the studio with my bitches.
Yeah. And she be coming with double entendres. I be like, God damn.
That's kind of my thing.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Let them know you passed the FCAT. Okay? But for people, if this is their first time, you know, watching or listening to y'all, they done missed, you know, Manifestation, the very first episode. They done missed Freaky Talk, you know, the other episode. You know, I'm naming some past seasons, right?
Yeah.
Who are y'all? What do y'all do? We can start with Britt. You know, because she do about 10.
Oh,
10,
goodness.
10,
I'm going to keep
things.
it very concise.
Okay.
I'm Brittany. I'm a nurse, so healing is just what I like to do. I'm also a yoga instructor.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is incorporated with that. And I recently just launched a new business as a MC hosting services event executor. Book Miss Brittany. So that's what I got going on right now.
Hold on.
What's up?
And you got a podcast.
Oh, of course.
She got so much shit going
Yeah,
on. She don't remember.
I'm very, very happy that I am a repeat offender on Rapping Mimosas. I do have my podcast too, the Triple T Podcast.
The Triple T.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, season 2 coming soon. So yeah, that's what I got going.
Okay.
In short.
Well, I'm Lena. I work in healthcare for about almost like 18 years. I'm also a business owner. I own a body care line. We sell natural skincare products that I make by hand from scratch, called Pure Camilla. So check that out when you
it smells good to make your skin feel all nice and stuff. I said I gotta come back. She got this milk bath. It just looks so nice.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's a coconut milk bath. So all natural ingredients, all natural products. That's what I'm pushing to the masses.
All right.
Boom, bada boom. Absolutely. So, ladies, as Carisha would say, y'all ready for the smoke? I love that
Always.
show. Do y'all watch it?
I do watch Carisha, please. You know
I like to watch the snippets. I haven't watched the actual show.
You should watch the show.
In its entirety.
It's fun. It's good.
I see that Meg Thee Stallion's gonna be on that.
I was thinking about that after she did JT. I said she gotta bring Meg on because I already know it's about to be some like nice girl on girl sexual chemistry.
Well, I saw in the comments that a lot of people was putting rainbows.
Yeah, but they've been saying that.
They want a scissor.
Oh boy.
But they said it. They said it. You know, like they've done it on Twitter. Yeah, they said it on Twitter. I would watch the sex tape.
I would
watch the sex tape.
I think that would be really sexy. The two of them, yeah, absolutely.
I think
I would love to see it.
Might happen.
I would just hate if it was disappointing.
It might be 50-50.
Yeah,
because you know when people talk about it so much, you got these high expectations.
Absolutely.
And then
that's with anything though.
I know.
That is very true.
Because I don't like when people talk about movies too much either. Like if they brag on the movies, then I got these high expectations, and I watch it, I'm like, oh, it was cool.
I don't even know why they was hyping it up like
I don't even know why they were hyping it up.
You know that black people do that good. I don't even know why it was all that.
Right.
Because we set our expectations at a certain level, and then, you know, that is very upsetting.
Very upsetting. All right. Now, speaking of things that are upsetting,
Okay, what's that?
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we also have to talk about dating, which can be very upsetting. It doesn't always have to be. Okay, right? Now, what I want to talk about first before we talk about the men, I want to talk about us, the women folk in dating.
Okay.
Because I've been getting a little upset by us.
What's going on?
I feel like we be doing stuff as a gender, and we gotta talk about it. I want to talk about what is hyper femininity. We talk about hyper masculinity a lot, but what do y'all think is hyper femininity?
What would you think that it is?
Yeah, what's an example of what you think it is?
Okay, so I looked it up online.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's break it down.
Defined as exaggerated adherence to a feminine gender role as it relates to heterosexual relationships. Hyper feminine women believe that their success, this is one way, okay, is determined by maintaining a romantic relationship with a man, and that their sexuality can be used to maintain this relationship.
It's a part of it.
Men are very simple creatures.
Yeah, they're very simple, and
So-
men like women.
Yeah, so I think it's more so, I wouldn't even use that as when you said it, I wouldn't think that would be an example. I would think like when they say femininity?
Femininity.
Like the women who, what they call those, the pick-me's and of the world. I would think that that's what it would be focused on, but definitely to maintain a relationship, men are that simple. It can be maintained through sex.
I don't think a real relationship can only be maintained.
Not real
Not only,
relationship,
only,
not
absolutely
only, but that is high on the, like, on the.
I think
It's
sex
high
is
on the
up
priority
there.
list for a lot of men.
For sure.
I
For
think
sure.
sex is up there, but I guess like, okay, I'm giving you an example. Okay, so like for instance, you know, all of us sitting here are in relationships. This might be shit. This is the first time me and you decided to catch me in a relationship together at the same time. That's crazy. Look at us, yeah. This season of life. Okay, so right, all of us sitting here, right, are in these relationships, and hypersexuality could be okay. So there are women out there who believe like, oh, one night with me, that's all it take. I'll take him in, like I'll fuck him so good it'll never leave. And then like they use their pussy, right, as like just they think they pussy is just gonna do everything for them. Do you think that that's do you think that's something that a lot of women are struggling with? How do y'all feel about it?
I don't believe that pussy is like the main defining factor. Yeah, a pussy can distract a man, but I don't think it can take a man.
I think it can.
You think
so?
pussy can
But
take
I
a
think
man?
it depends on the kind of man that you're dealing with.
That's true.
That is true. The type of man
it's
does.
always going to boil down to that. What kind of man are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with a man who is so feeble-minded that vagina, or having, you know, the thought of having vagina whenever he wants, and it's this and it's that and it's secret, or whatever it is, whatever those characteristics is that he's looking for with that, he's going to always fall towards that. Then you have some men that's like, yeah, that's cool, but what else you got? I really think it depends on the caliber of the man.
That is true.
But then would we consider, like at this age, right, would we consider a man who's so easily persuaded by sex, would those be considered men in our books? Like they're genitalia, yes, they're men. But by definition, they're a man. But we consider those men who are like, quote unquote, higher value, or men that we would want to date, or we would consider those people to still be boys, quote unquote. That becomes the question too.
I would consider them boys. If you're that easy, you know that quote, "You so easy a caveman can do it." It's so easy a caveman can do it. Men so easy a caveman can do them. Like in the sense of, I'm like, if you that easy, like you can't be an adult male. You definitely have a boy's mentality. If pussy can literally, pussy can distract you, but if pussy can take you, like who are you? Like what kind of person are you? What kind of man are you?
I don't want a man led by his dick. Like
that's what it just boils down to.
I don't like at the end of the day being led. I think anyone, and this includes like as a woman, like I I don't like, my pussy is amazing, it's valuable. However, right, if I look at the Richter scale of like what I feel is most valuable about me, my pussy is not gonna be the number one thing that I think is gonna hold a man.
It shouldn't.
Right? It shouldn't be. Because at the end of the day, like, I can't have sex with you when I'm not with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be able to talk to you on the phone. I gotta be able to carry a conversation in public. If we go to a gala or something, I'm dressed to the nines. I need to be able to talk to people.
You have
in business.
standards.
Yes, but I need your dick to have standards. My pussy gotta have standards. The dick gotta have standards. You know, sometimes I think I get frustrated in today's dating society when it comes to like sex and stuff, just because I feel like we just be out here doing stuff. Like I need us to, like, you know, you be posting them topics on the Triple T, you know, and sometimes I just like, girl, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I'm so serious. Like, we gotta have like better pussy morals. Like, we be fucking, like, seriously, like I always say this, like, I don't have kids
morals
yet.
period.
Morals period.
Yeah.
But like I be wanting that same thing for my son. Like, I'm like, I don't have a son yet, but I'm like, damn, like, I remember teaching and like looking over the banister, and I could see a boy about to get his dick sucked by the garbage. You know, they used to be fucking in the back in this abandoned car, and I was like, damn, son, not at my high school, at a high school I taught at.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And some of the kids would come and tell me which other kids was doing it. Like, but we could see it sometimes, like, hey, go to lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to suck dick. Go to lunch. And they get up trying to hobble away from and I was like, damn. Like, if I ever got a call that my son was getting his dick sucked, you know, by the garbage can, like, I'd be upset. I'd be upset.
As a parent,
Like, love yourself, King.
Love yourself, King.
Love yourself.
Like, why the garbage can? I'd rather you do an abandoned classroom. I'd rather you do an abandoned classroom.
That would have made it better.
I mean, people gonna be like, let's be honest. We know.
How old is this son? Why is he focused on getting his Pee-wee?
Because I feel
high school.
Cause it be feeling good.
Let's be real. When we was in high school, I knew boys who was running trains and doing all type of stuff. And you know, and we may have a son, or you may have somebody who's not focused on sex or not having sex, but at the end of the day, like, I'm also realistic in saying that at some point they're gonna want to get their pickle sucked on, and I just pray it's not by a garbage can. You don't want to know?
No,
I don't want to know.
I don't think I want to know that. I mean, I do want to have the sex talk with my kids, but I don't need my son coming home to tell me that.
No,
I got some crazy by the garbage can, Mom. Telling you.
I mean, I'm not saying tell me the
New chick at
details.
school, she transferred.
Yeah.
Nobody know her.
Right.
But I'm not saying to tell me the dirty details. But would you want to know, like, if you had like having kids, would you want them to come to you before they have sex?
Absolutely.
You know? Yes.
Absolutely.
What would you like? What would you say? Like, you can do it from 5 to 7 when I'm not home. Like, what do you?
No. Because the way that I would want it presented out there, I kind of want it to be free flowing and kind of open ended. I don't want it to be a conversation where I'm telling them, well, this, and this. Because I would want you to make that decision as an adult, as a young adult.
But what
I don't want them doing it at all. But if you're gonna do it, be smart about it. That's all you can really say.
If you're gonna do it, don't do it in my house.
No, yes, please respect my house. Don't do that shit in my house.
Let me tell you, my mom was very explicit with me.
Okay.
So she would tell us, she would say the word, you get your cherry bus and da-da-da. Like, so I didn't, from those conversations from my mom, I didn't like boys. Because I was like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Like, I didn't, for a while, like, even in high school, like, I didn't believe in skipping school. Like, it was just, I was like, you want me to skip? You must don't like me if you want me to skip with you. Like, I was like one of those, I was like real crazy. Well, I'm not even going to say crazy. I made a lot of sense. But I wasn't on that type of wavelength like my peers, because my mom was very explicit, at a very young age for me. So I was just like, I'm not going to no stairwell with you. Like, even when my friends was giving blowjobs in high school, I was like, you put that in your mouth? Like, I was just, let me tell you, I was a prude. And, so it is good that you want to have that conversation with your son, and I would want to have those conversations with my son, but I'm hoping that will kind of make him want to have more respect for himself versus, you know,
treat it sacred too.
Yeah,
they gotta treat it sacred. I just think, I don't know, because like when I talk to like my boyfriend, my homeboys, past boyfriends, they ain't treat themselves that sacred back in the day. You know, they
don't hold their dick to a certain regard.
Especially them.
That's the problem, and
boys.
women need to stop messing with men like that.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Like,
stop messing with men that don't have regard for their dick. No self-worth for the dick.
No self-love.
No self-love. No respect for the dick.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
I think
It's not gonna work.
we also got to pay attention to how, like, these days, we seen a lot of hurt men get on podcasts, and I think we need to, like, I'd be mad because I'm like, I know it's a woman out there that's giving this man some pussy, and it makes me upset when I think about it, because I'm like, this man sounds hurt. He does not like women. He wants your pussy, but he don't like you.
You can tell. I was listening to something. This man made a good point. This man made a good point. He said you have men that like to be around their homeboys, that like their homeboys, but not in a romantic way.
I just
they don't
saw a
like
clip
you in
like
a romantic way, but they like
clip from a
coochie.
podcast.
Yeah,
I just saw that
they
yesterday.
like pussy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What I think, this is how you end them in the long run. In the long run, don't give those kind of men do not deserve the benefit or the
accessibility,
privilege to procreate. Meaning, don't procreate, don't have kids by them. When you know you hurt a man like that, kill him at his legacy. Don't give him one.
I believe that.
You don't give him no legacy. Don't give him the ability to impregnate you or impregnate anyone. Take that away from him. Don't give him a legacy. Let him die with no children.
I agree. No, I'm serious. Those men don't deserve, because giving birth is risky.
Yeah,
already.
so why would women risk their lives for men like that to give them a legacy?
But
women have to make better decisions.
Exactly.
I agree.
Better pussy management. And you know, everybody, like, the thing about it is, I know for a fact, yes, but the pussy management comes from the mental management. Like, when you think more highly of yourself, right, and when you have a better regard for yourself and you're in a good mental status, a lot of times you won't allow certain things to be around you or be inside of you, right? But when you struggle, and let's be clear, everyone goes through, like, sometimes you might move a little too quickly and you're just like, ah, goddamn, I fucked up, right? Yeah. But then how do you get out of that situation before you go further enough to that moment in time? Like, the moment you realize mentally, like, okay, this is no longer working out. I thought it was going to be one way, but it's starting to show me something else. I need to remove myself.
Yeah. Have a better pussy management and a better vagina.
A vagina?
A vagina.
What is that?
An agenda of the men that you would sleep with.
That's true.
Have a better vagina. Have better pussy management.
Listen, agenda. I made a vagina before, and I didn't realize it was a vagina, but I made a vagina before I met, mine. I made a list of, like, the ideal man, where does he hang out for me? And then, do I enjoy those spaces? And of those spaces that I think I enjoy, I need to go there. So that would be like my agenda, like, to surround myself in the environment by which I like, but also the type of men that I like will go there as well.
Okay.
Right? So for me, it's like, not saying that my man can't hang out at a hookah lounge, but the type of man I'm like, no, I want him to be like, do I want to be a corporate man, or does he go to galas? So it's like certain things, like, well, I like artsy stuff, so maybe my man might be at an artsy vibe, and I like to go there, so I make sure, I go there. Like, and the intention is I'm gonna have a good time, but I'm also surrounding myself with the energy that I want to attract. So that's like an agenda, for at least for me, like, where does he hang out? Because sometimes I'm like, where do you meet these men who do X, Y, and Z? Well, you gotta go there. You got to figure out where they hang out, and then you have to actually be there and make sure it's something you actually enjoy. Don't try to force yourself into an energy and a vibe that you won't be able to maintain, but you think about it and you go there with the intention of enjoying yourself, but also knowing that you're surrounded by like-minded individuals, or individuals that may have a chance to be that person.
So how has your experience been with that, with practicing that? It was short, because I ended up meeting,
Mine very.
So you met him.
Yeah, but I actually met
Okay.
mine through something also that was like an outlier for me. Because I don't think dating apps work all the time, but I actually met mine on a dating app.
Telling you,
Right.
don't count everything out.
Like so, one, going to those environments, I definitely did meet men who were like nice, who were wanting to like take me out on dates, and seemed like very generous men and all these different types of things. So I did meet those men, but it wasn't men that I felt like I just immediately had a connection with. I was like, okay, cool, I'm dating, right? But then when I met the guy that I like or that I'm with, it's like, oh, okay, instant connection, and it was through something I would have never thought to do.
And that is exactly how it's supposed to happen. I agree. Not gonna lie to you. Be free flowing with it.
Yeah, no, be free flowing.
And it came from an angle that you just wasn't expecting.
But you have to be willing to put yourself in those spaces.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
Yeah, you have to be ready and willing.
Open. Yeah.
Baby, I'm ready.
Correct.
So
that's good. I'm glad that surprised you.
It did surprise me. The dates went well.
Where y'all went?
The first date we went to Victory.
Okay.
We went to
dinner,
Victory.
brunch.
It was dinner.
Lunch? Okay.
It was dinner.
Very
dinner. Met up at Victory.
What you had?
Girl, I don't even remember what I ate. I don't remember. I know he had some shrimp because he offered me some off his plate. But I don't know. I remember what I ate. I know I had a nice little drink. He had some shrimp. And after we finished eating, we just sat outside and talked for a while or whatever. And he was very he worked for me. He was very he let me know he found me attractive. He was close. Okay. We had already spent, we had an 8-hour conversation before we went out on the date though.
Golly.
Yep.
That's how it be.
It was got off at 3, 4, got on the phone, and next thing you know, it was 11 o'clock. And we had literally been consistently just talking and conversing about random stuff. And it was okay. So by the time I met him, I was already very comfortable with him from conversation. I was just seeing if the physical comfort matched.
Because that matters for sure.
So y'all got any horror stories? Because this is a scary episode. Y'all have any?
Do that on cue. Do that on cue again. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Do y'all have any horror stories?
I do. I have a couple.
You have a
want
couple?
me to go first? Okay,
Yes,
so my Hell Date, I don't know if y'all remember Hell Date on BET.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Listen,
I used to love that show.
I used to love that show, and I'm telling you, I should have been on an episode. So, okay, come to me. Gulfstream, is it Yardbird or Yard House?
Yard House.
Okay, Yard House. Yardbird is the one on the beach. Okay, got it. So anyway, I was single during this time. I think this was during the period when I just moved back to Miami after graduating from UCF. So I came back that summer, basically just starting my new life post-grad and see what's out there. So I had been single a couple years prior. So I'm like, all right, I'm back in the city. What's up? And I believe I did meet a dude on the app. I don't remember which app it was. It could have been BLK at the time.
Oh, Black.
Or it could have been Hinge. One of them.
Okay.
But I did meet this guy and we were talking, and our first date was at Yard House.
Okay.
Right? Yard House. Okay. And things were going good. We ordered appetizers, we ordered drinks, we ordered our food, and we're talking, and then all of a sudden he's just like, I can't do this shit no more. And I'm like, what you talking about? I'm looking around like, what you talking about? And he was like, I'm really only on this date because I'm trying to get over my baby mama. And I'm just like, check please. There's nothing else to ask. There's nothing else to explain. I'm finna get the fuck out of Dodge. I got to wiggle.
Sir, go heal.
Are you serious? And he goes on and on while I'm waiting for the waitress to come back with my check, and I told her to separate it. Okay. Ladies, that's why you always bring money on dates. I don't understand why y'all don't do this. Your mama should have taught you.
Yeah.
She didn't teach you this. We're teaching you now. Always have money whenever you go out with men, okay? But, and period as well.
Yes.
But especially on dates, because men will try it. So he's just going on and on about how it didn't work out, and how she's using the baby as a pawn. Like, bitch, like you on the couch, like we in therapy.
I was just gonna say that.
That's exactly what it was.
Therapist.
I am not your therapist. So you thought we was gonna bond over your baby mama mess
But Rich, you said
over dinner?
You said you a healer.
Yeah, but goddamn, not on that
He
expense.
felt that energy from you.
Right.
felt that
And you
healing
know
energy.
what? That I used to think that was like a curse on me. It got in the way so much just because of naturally who I am. And I realized in dating sometimes you just can't you gotta give things in pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, I like to compare myself like an onion. I have layers naturally. So certain layers I just feel like you shouldn't put on the table just yet.
Yeah, hold back a little bit.
Hold back a little bit, but Buddy said, nah, she got a listening ear. She got a good head on her shoulders. She gonna help me through this baby mama shit. And to think he thought that was okay. He was just like, well, what's wrong? I thought we was
we were having such a good time. I'm telling
Right.
you, all my
That's
business. I'm
so
opening up to you.
with me being Iyanla, man, I had to get the fuck up out of there.
Hey, nah,
That's
he would have had to
my
pay
time.
for my dinner for that was a service charge.
Listen, I just had to get I didn't even want to wait for him to even try to cover the bill, and then the shit come back decline.
Oh,
Like, I don't have time for that. That's the
No.
vibes it was given after that. I also had a baby mama pull up to a date. That happened
What?
in college. At
Julia.
I know.
at the Red Lobster.
What happened?
Just
Is that
like
Red
that.
Lobster?
At Red Lobster, yes.
That reminded me of that Tyler Perry movie where the baby mama showed
Yeah.
up with the kids.
Happened to me while I was at UCF. Yeah.
What?
Yes. Pulled up in a minivan.
Oh!
I'm eating Cheddar Bay biscuits. I'm thinking everything good. At that time, Red Lobster was my favorite restaurant.
Girl,
So
I
when he
just had
said he
to-
wanted to take me to Red Lobster, I was like, yeah, that's my place, you know. So I remember I had a big strawberry daiquiri, and I'm eating the biscuits. I'm waiting for the entrees to come, and then all of a sudden, I forgot what his name was, but she was just screaming like, "I see you, you two-timing bitch! I see you!" And I'm just like,
Girl, how many
this is not
how many
happening to
kids
me.
was in a minivan?
I only saw two. I only saw 2 car seats in there.
Lord have mercy.
But she came to the table. I'm not even mad with you. And then she turned over to him, and she was just going off on him.
I'm glad she.
And I got my purse. I remember I took a biscuit, and I was out. Wasn't my business no more. In college, I was like, oh, this is ghetto.
That's
This
crazy.
is ghetto. Yeah, this is ghetto.
That's crazy.
Top 2 horror stories. It actually happened to me.
Top
Wow.
Top 2.
2. That kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of okay, so I can't really think of horrible dates per se.
Well, that's good.
But so I was dating this guy my senior year of high school going into college, and it was like my first experience honestly in a toxic relationship. And we ended it. He was older than me. Like older, and I kept I was 17. He was like maybe 23, 24. Like he was older, and he was lying about a lot of stuff. Like when I think about it, it was bummy. It was a lot of bummy activity, and Lord bless me because
He knew you were 17?
yes, he knew. And I found out he never. You know how you ask people about themselves. I found out he had a baby on Father's Day, not because he told me, but because I said Happy Father's Day as a joke, and he said thank you, and I was like, bitch, what? What do you mean? What do you mean thank you?
That's a funny way to find out.
Because
Wow.
it's and the baby was 1 year old, fresh out, fresh out the pool,
Yeah, that's a fresh baby.
fresh out the pool. But
I don't miss that part of dating.
listen, but the thing about it is, I kept going with it, and then other stuff happened. He didn't really have a home or a car.
He didn't have a house or a car. He's 23,
Where he was living at?
but trying to get with a
He was
But he
staying
got-
with different people on FIU campus.
absolutely not.
But
He's
he wasn't.
staying in
But he
dorms.
wasn't a student.
Absolutely not. So you.
Yeah, this shit's our
So you're a visitor.
Is outside.
You're a
Ain't
permanent
no way.
visitor.
Ain't no way.
Absolutely
But
not.
listen, so I eventually break it off because I'm getting sick of we going back and forth. He ain't had no car, so to visit me, he would borrow his friends' cars, right? And it would be a different car every time.
Absolutely not. What car are you in today? Man, look.
Yo, when I think about this shit, I ain't telling this story out loud a long time. But Lord
It
Jesus.
sounded crazy.
Yes. So we stopped talking, right? And I go, my cousin was going to FIU at the time. And I go to FIU, and he knew already in advance I was coming. So he wanted me to go to the youth fair with him. I was like, all right, cool. We go.
And who called?
Well, the youth fair is right by FIU South. So we just
walked.
He was sleeping on somebody's couch.
But listen, so here's the thing. He's trying to walk me back to my cousin's dorm. We done went to the youth fair road ride. He's walking me back to my cousin's dorm, and we knocking on the door. My cousin's not answering the phone. She a hard sleeper, right? So I'm like, damn. So he's like, all right, well, you can come back to the other dorm he was staying in and just vibe with me for a little bit longer. But I look down the hall as they're waiting for the elevator, and I see this girl standing in the hall with her hands on her hips. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I look down the hall behind me because I'm like, who's she looking at? And then I said out loud, I said, is she staring at me like that? And without even looking at me as we waiting for the elevator to come, like, nah, she's staring at me. And I was like,
What the fuck you mean? Nah.
So I'm like, huh? So the elevator doors open and we go in. And I don't know how she did it. Maybe she had disappeared and came back out, but all of a sudden she had shit in her hand. She started throwing shit in the elevator. So like, I'm not gonna say his real name or whatever. We're gonna call him Teramy. Okay? Okay, Teramy. Throw some shit. Because we both grown, right? Throw some shit. Yeah, we both mature, right? Throw some shit. Yeah, you gonna do it like this? Throws more shit in the elevator.
The elevator
it felt like the elevator was like just sitting there, you know, shit felt long. And then the whole time that this shit going, I'm looking like this, and then the elevator closed, and this nigga just looking down. And I was like, so you gonna talk about it? And he was like, nah.
What you mean, dog?
Girl, and my little young naive ass went back to the other dorm. Girl, why I end up giving him some?
Ooh.
So we talk about poor pussy management. I've been there.
We've been there.
I've been there. And then that man was going off on me and stopped talking to me because I called him out. Because I ended up seeing the girl the next day. Found out he had been staying with her the whole time he was dating me. He was in her dorm. He would come to see me in her car. And he took her virginity.
Women, we got to make
Teramy?
choices. He ain't shit.
Well, I'm glad you understood. You understand now.
Absolutely.
The choices that you made. First of all, Teramy, you a creep. You was 20-something years old with
17 years old.
I ain't gonna let that fly. I ain't gonna act like I ain't hear that. So let me tell you about mine.
17.
I never had like a horror. I don't think I've ever had like a horror date. I just had horror experiences in a relationship. But we ain't gonna get on those because I almost went to jail. But what we gonna talk about is I had just became single in 2016. I was in a 6-year relationship prior to, and somebody had told me to go on Tinder. I had never done dating app, of course. And I get on Tinder and it's mostly white men matching with me. I'm just like, I ain't doing nothing in the meantime. I might as well just. So I meet a dentist. I go out on a date with him, and like the second date, I go back to his place. He was, well, technically he was an engineer, a bioengineer, that decided to become a dentist. And he was in a dental school at, I ain't gonna say the name, but he was in dental school down here, and he was from another state. So basically, he had a Chihuahua. He had a Chihuahua dog. First of all, white people are different. I know black people are catching on to that too, where they let the dog sleep in their bed, but he put like a stair step to put on the side of his bed so the dog can get into the bed because she getting old. So wow. I go and sit on the couch. At this point, I'm just here for the fun, So I just had turned, I'm 30 years old. I had never experienced, you know, I'm a late bloomer. So I got married early. So I'm 30 years old, and this is like my first time actually like dating. I hadn't dated before. So I'm like, first of all, the one red flag is we got so drunk. No, we got so drunk that he started slow dancing with his chihuahua. He kissed a chihuahua in the mouth.
Oh no.
I was like, yeah, I ain't never coming back over here again. But then we was having a conversation. He's a white man, and I'm like, you like black women? At this point, I'm drunk, so I'm gonna say anything. Uh-oh. So he's like, yeah. He was like, most of his girlfriends are black, and you know, his dad is okay with it, but his mom don't really like it, or mom okay with the dad. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. But I said, so do Black Lives Matter or all lives matter?
Yeah, what did he say?
He was like, I mean, he was like, basically in so many words, all lives matter. I was like, that's my cue. Oh. It wasn't a horror date, but it was just like, you know, I haven't had a horrific date in the sense.
That's interesting though.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to date black men, because you can see that little barrier, because I need to know. Black lives need to matter too. Don't be giving me that all lives matter BS. But as far as me almost going to jail, I wasn't. This part was poor pussy management on my fault, on my behalf. I was in a relationship with somebody I was madly in love with. He took care of me, not in the sense of where I couldn't take care of myself, but he did a lot for me. And basically, we were supposed to go somewhere, and he wasn't picking up the phone that morning. So he knew I was supposed to come to his house, so I'm driving to his house or whatever, calling him, he not picking up. I get to the gate, and I call the gate phone, which is connected to his phone. He picks up, and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm at my brother's house. And I'm like, what the hell? You know we were supposed to go. I don't even remember where we were supposed to go. I'm like, you know we were supposed to go XYZ. He was like, yeah, no, he was like, we'll reschedule. You know how you're at the gate? And I said, all right. I hang up the gate, and you know how you like you go up to turn around to leave? Mm-hmm. Girl, why I see him standing outside his house from where I am? I put my car in park, and I walked to his house. And it was a car that he just moved from out of the driveway to somebody else's driveway. I went straight to the car because I wanted to see whose car it was, and I opened up the car. I tried to open up the glove box. The whole glove box fell on the floor, and I was just like, next thing I know, I am swinging. I go run to the back of his house because I'm sure she in his room, and the sliding glass door with a pool. He had a pool at his house, and I'm just kicking the sliding glass door. Boom, boom. Do he tell you he got a girlfriend? Girl, ask me now, would I ever do some foolishness, some shit like that? I will never do some shit like that ever. You could. She had her heels in the car. Girl, I'm throwing her heels out in the street. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Girl, he called the police on me.
Ooh. Oh Lord Jesus.
He didn't want me to go to jail. He just wanted the situation to go away. The police come, girl. By this time the police come, he got like blood on his lip because I punched him, and you know, man, he tried to like get me away from him, and I punched him again, girl. Anyways, needless to say, the police come. The police said, "Were you guys fighting?" And I'm looking at him like, I knew I was gonna go to jail. And he looked at them and he was like, "No, we weren't. I just need her to leave." And so, cool. I finally get to my car. That's all you had to do was call the police. Okay, fine. I get in my car would not crank.
Oh, man.
I left my light on in my car.
Oh.
The battery went dead. Guess he had to give me a jump.
To get you up out of there?
Then the girl, as he gave me a jump, the girl rolled right past me. I'm just like, how sad. I went outside that day.
You went outside.
I went outside. Let me tell you.
What? Girl, you should have went first.
Girl, I never.
Oh my God.
Never.
I knew she was going to give a good story.
I never would do something like that ever. Don't go outside, ladies. If a man show you who he is, believe him.
Especially the first time.
away. Exactly. Walk away. You know a girl in the house. Is you gonna still be with him? Cool. Let that man cheat in peace. Go on about your business. If you not gonna be with him anymore, same thing. Walk away. Let that man do his thing. Go on about your business. The worst hurt I could have ever did to him was leave him alone. He knew I was coming back. He knew I was coming back. And that's why he called the police on me. Even the police wasn't gonna stop me from being with him. But you know what? After probably it took me 2 years later to finally be like, all right, I'm not. I didn't catch him no more after the 2 years. No, I did. But I did. Well, we had broke up, and then I had another girl who had to get a restraining order against child. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I will say that after that situation, I said I will never put myself in a compromised situation like that again.
Ever.
And when he said he wanted to break for the last time, because that's what got us into that restraining order thing, I said, you break, we're breaking up, and I'm never getting back with you again. And I meant that. And I was like, it was when. And then, in hindsight is 2020, obviously. So in hindsight, I'm like, yo, do you know all the things I could have done if I would have just dropped that relationship, or how powerful I really was? I didn't know how lit I really was until I got out of that. But, they put that shadow over you so you can't see yourself. And then once I was able to see myself, that was it. That was it. And I knew I wasn't going back. So... When a man show you who he is, believe him. Okay,
that's
a drink
to that.
Believe him. Cheers.
I'm telling you.
Restraining orders, police called. I don't think I have anything that could come nowhere near that. I don't think
Girl.
Yeah. Girl. Yeah, that's about as close as I got that situation.
You know what, too? I think what kept me so long too. He bought me 2 cars. He was, girl. It ain't worth it. And when you think about it, in the long run, your time is more valuable than what material things that this person is providing for you. Your time is way more valuable. You know how much shit I could have been doing, like to improve my overall well-being, quality of life. If I was as smart, if I had the know-how now, then he would have paid generously.
They always say make your pain, if you gonna stay, make your pain expensive.
But I was like too scared to, maybe too scared to ask men for money. No. But let me tell you something. The trick is to this. It's not you asking for money. It's how you ask for money. You gotta be sweet. You gotta be kind. You gotta be. You know how they say that feminine shit. You gotta put on the wells and the
hyper femininity.
Yeah, you gotta.
Hold on, wait. Not the hyper femininity.
So just femininity.
Just feminine. Because hyper femininity is like, it's the same thing where like you could look at hyper feminism. It's just like the same way we say like you could take things too far. Right? Like the hyper femininity is like you rely on the sexuality aspect so much the substance isn't there. Right? The hyper feminism, I'm so independent that I am my man. Not that I need a man, I am my own man. Like that aspect of it, like we can that shit can be very toxic if you're trying to build a relationship with someone else. Even if you
never find a man.
Yeah, even if
keep on put it
even if you don't want a man, and let's say you want to date anybody. If your mindset is so far-fetched that you don't have substance, right? Or that you're so far-fetched like I don't need nobody, period. Well, it's like then just be by yourself. That's just honestly what it is. You have to find the balance of both. Like to be feminine but still have substance, and to have your independence about you, but still know that my partner's in my life because I want them, and there's certain things that they bring to my life that I value, and I like it so much that I'll say I need it. Could I do certain things for myself? Sure. But it feels good to have somebody, right, that you can rely on, that takes some of that pressure off of yourself as need be.
Yeah.
That's
how it should be.
That's the ultimate aspect, and it should be reciprocal, because you should also, once again, have substance and be bringing something to the table for them as well. I just think that whole what do you bring to the table conversation when it comes to dating, I think we've overcomplicated that shit personally. Like, I think it's very simple. Like, the things that I believe, and this is me, might be controversial for some, because I'm traditional in some ways, I'm modern in other ways, but I think the things that I bring to the table, they have nothing to do with monetary value.
Yeah.
Right? Because I like men, right? I want to marry a man, and the type of man I want, he got the monetary value, right? And that's not all he brings to the table, but the provision aspect is there, and we balance each other in that regard. Like, the guy I'm dating now, he don't care if I buy him some stuff, but what he do love about me is the feminine essence I bring, or he loves like the guidance, the spirituality that I bring to the table, and those are things that money can't buy. A sounding board, a listening ear, a person who's grounded, you know, that can pray with you, whatever it might be, can be just as necessary, because it eases the mental. And the mental is what people need to be able to function, make the money, and be better people. And it balances each other out. It's the yin and the yang, right? If we both just competing with each other or just bringing the same shit, it's like, okay. But you got to have a balance. Whatever that balance may look like in your relationship is your business.
Right, it varies.
It varies. And whatever like I like in mine, as long as it work for me.
Yeah. Straight up.
Like,
it works for y'all.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Do y'all think cheating is like inevitable? Because I know we were just talking about your story with cheating.
I don't believe that it's inevitable. I believe in the type of man that you're with. You can be dating somebody who is a notorious cheater, and they're gonna cheat those people should not be in monogamous relationships.
That's true.
But then you also have people that are honest to say, hey, I'm a little bored, or I'm a little blah blah blah. You know, I believe that those things are conversations that could be had. You know, but it depends on who you have. If you having a conversation with your woman and she can't handle that, if she gets upset, then that can lead to a man cheating too. If they have like a certain itch that they want to scratch. I believe that people are human, and we do desire certain things sometimes, and some people have the self-control too, and some people don't. Some people are cheaters, some people aren't.
Straight up, I don't think it's inevitable. It just depends on the content of the character.
Do you think monogamy is realistic?
Yeah.
For the whole duration, being with someone 50 years, y'all think y'all could?
Yeah.
Y'all think y'all could do it?
Yeah. I mean, your partner's gonna get on your damn nerves. You know, he's gonna be your best friend at one point, might be your worst enemy at another point. You're loving up on him another point. That's just how it is in relationships, especially for the long term. If that's what you want, you know, if you want long-term commitment, then absolutely.
Yeah, I believe like commitment. Yeah. But I do believe that people change, and certain things, and certain things that you desire now, you may not desire 6 years from now.
I agree with that.
Your appetite may increase or decrease, and sometimes it makes me think about like hall passes. I know that sounds.
What about it?
I had a dude inbox me one time, and he was like, I got a hall pass. I'm like, what the fuck that's supposed to mean? What the fuck you married me for? Like, I was like infuriated, because I'm like, the fuck do you think I am? Like a fucking, like, what do you think I am? And so he was like, oh, my wife gave me a hall pass. I was like, good for you, but I'm not the hall pass kind of girl, like that you, because I got a hall pass. He was like, oh, I was thinking about all of the women, if I ever had a chance with, if I ever had a hall pass, who would I choose? And I chose you.
Not I chose you.
I am not trying to be picked by for a hall pass. The hell I look like?
Wow.
He was just like, I was just, I was just, I really've always desired you, da da da. I'm like, well, pick the next bitch on the list.
That's a horrible approach if you do have a hall pass. That shit is like,
and I was just like, you could tell you've been out the game so long, because that was it had no
you didn't even try to make it shiny.
Like, were you single at this time?
Well,
if you had a man, did you
technically
tell him?
no, but no, I told him. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I said, first of all, I was offended. I said, first of all, I'm offended, and I was like, secondly, I have a man. I was like, why would I want to have a hall pass with you? I ain't never had sex with you before. Why would I want to do a hall pass with you? And why would you? And I said, future references, don't ever do that to a girl.
Mm-mm.
Whether you think she'll be down for Pound Town or not, don't ever tell a girl, hey, my wife gave me a hall pass and I picked you. No bitch want to be picked. I don't want to be picked for that.
Wow. He was confident in that approach.
Girl
too.
was
I can
super
tell.
confident. I was just like, nah, you probably should tell your wife that if I go. Another thing, go pay for a sex worker if you want to.
They got some high
vagina.
class ones out there.
Yeah, like go pay for it. Like they look down on
Yeah.
it. But I'm like, if that's what you looking for, don't be bothered disturbing regular women's peace. Go get someone that can give you what you want and what you need and pay for it.
Would y'all give a hall pass though?
No.
I don't know. It depends on where I'm at in my life. It definitely depends. I'm like super open to the idea if 10 years down the line things got a little stale, and I would just give him a hall pass because I'm bored. Now, let's see if you come home and you got some
You got some new shit going on.
some new shit happening. What's happening? Like I'm not opposed to it. I'm definitely not. I would definitely probably be like, just be safe and don't be stupid. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what you do.
I think I'm more no than yes. Like I'm not a 100% no. I'm like a 60-70% no.
Okay. And what makes the yes for you?
Because it's the same thing. Like I know relationships in my mind go in seasons, right? And some seasons, like I think I would like I tell my man now I'm on what you want. You know what I mean? Like we always have to be on the same page on where we are. Like we could do monogamy for this whole thing and that could be fine. Like we both agree with it. But I'm also the type of person I can have any conversation just about, and it's a conversation in my mind. So it's like uncomfortable conversations happen. If he came to me asking for one, I don't know how I would feel. It's like a I don't know until the bridge
Until you
comes.
in there.
Yeah, that's why I say I can't be like, because for all I know, and my growth and my evolution, some shit could happen and I may want one shit. I don't know. Like, it's like, what is the premise for the conversation? How does the conversation go? How does it flow? And I think that's like a little bit of the free spirit in me. It could be that we had a conversation and I'm just like, hell no. But it also could be that we have the conversation. I'm just like, you know what? Like I could see myself evolving into the idea, because I think relationships are whatever the people decide to make them. I don't think there's a rule to a marriage. Both partners.
Both partners.
I don't think it's fair if one partner is just like, well, I just want to fuck you, I don't think that works. I think both partners have to be on the same page at all times on what it is that they're doing.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So I think if hall passes work for, and if threesomes work, if sex clubs work, if monogamy works, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with having those conversations, and I'm also understanding that I could evolve, and because I give myself the freedom to evolve. And the type of relationship I want is one where it can evolve together. And like I said, if we both like, no, we doing monogamy the whole way through, perfect. But if we have that conversation 10 years, 20 years, 25 years from now, and that's what we decide to try, then cool. As long as I know I'm actually 100% cool with it. I'm never going to do anything solely because he wants to.
Ding, ding, ding,
it has to be something that I know I want as well.
Yeah.
Like it can't just be for him, because then I'll be resentful. Because there's things I like when I was younger I said no to, but here I am at 30 years old, and I'm like, I might say yes to it, or I have said yes to it. So knowing that I've evolved in that way, it's like I don't limit myself. That's what I say. I'm more no right now than yes, but I also leave the I give myself permission to possibly say yes.
Okay.
To possibly say yes.
But you did hit a good point on the head about both parties having to be on the same way.
You gotta consent to it.
Got to.
You have to consent to it, and you have to be open to it. Okay. Now, final notes. Okay, we talked about our horror stories, right? How do we turn our horror stories into our glory stories, right? So what do you feel is like the final lesson you learned from the horror?
Make better decisions. Sometimes women, and I'm gonna keep it a bug, especially if you've been single for a long time, it's very possible for women to think with their pussy. So you know, gotta have better control on that. Gotta have better standards set in place for you, and you just have to have the discernment and the discipline to just keep that to the forefront. No matter what the situation is, no matter who the nigga is, how fine he is, how big his dick is, how much money he throwing at you, no matter what it is, be steadfast.
Be steadfast and make sure make sure you understand the decisions that you're making for you. Like if you cool with it, then be cool with it. But I always say I got to deal with me at the end of the day, and if I think it's going to be something that's going to cause me to have regret or feel resentment towards myself,
don't do that shit.
Then I can't do it. Even if it might seem exciting in the moment, don't do it.
Right. I would say, I would say, love yourself, queen, and date men that love themselves, that have priority over themselves, that respect their bodies and and respect themselves. Right. That's what I would say. And don't stay longer. Don't stay to a party longer than you need to. When I mean the party, I'm talking about these trash relationships. Don't stay to the party longer than you need to.
Even if it's been 10 years, God willing, you got 30 more to get, to find. You could spend 30 more with the right man till you're 95.
That's
time is not the issue. It's just the quality of the time that you are spending on this earth. That's always the main focus.
Absolutely. Remember, deprive them of the legacy. If they want to be assholes, deprive them of legacy. Don't have babies by these douchebags. That's it.
I agree 100%. And since we've been talking about horror stories, it's only right that we do a nice beat. Okay? Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna let Britt go first, cause
oh Lord,
we're gonna let Britt go first.
Okay, well.
Ready?
No, I'm not.
You're not ready.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm gonna have the shortest one because I got I'm blank up here. I'm blank.
Oh Lord.
You're not blank.
I am. I didn't write anything down.
She gonna say that.
You gonna freestyle for real, right?
Oh.
You gonna end up killing that shit anyway.
Guarantee it.
Can I go first? So I can get it over with.
Yes.
Well, maybe we should let Britt go last.
Okay.
Yeah. So because Britt finna kill it.
She gonna
I'm on fuck up.
She gonna
Britt
say,
gonna kill it. Run that bitch back.
Look, Britt done put out her own camera, bitch, so she can record.
I'm about to start a dice game.
I ain't gonna drop it till you drop.
Okay, good.
I'm about to start a dice game. Fuck.
So you're just gonna go first. All right.
Let's see what I got.
No, Britt. Leave it.
Yeah, I'm FAF. Yeah, I'm fine as fuck. I'm a wealthy black woman, so I already done enough. I'm still up on my luck, and I ain't tolerating stuff. And if you push me too far, I still nut if you buck. Period. Gag. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Live rapping mimosas. I guess it's Halloween. Woman. Yeah. Hey, that's all I got.
Okay, you gotta start it over for me. Bring that bitch the fuck back.
Okay.
Come on. Fuck it up, Brett. Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
I actually fuck with her in real life. Alright, back on rapping mimosas. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. But I gotta keep the realest niggas up with me. Stay away from a hating ass chick. On my piece, keep yapping to the captain. I'm gonna make that shit cease. I'm F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. But I gotta keep the realest bitches up with me. Stay away from a hating ass chick. On my piece, keep yapping to the captain. I'ma make that shit cease. Dawn Diva, Miss Tep, Big Tep. When I step, they full of fret. Big B all on my neck.
What?
I'm a stress. I'm the winner, no contest. And that nigga left me, lost his mind like Kanye West. know what I said next.
Yeah.
R-E-E for nigga free. But I gotta keep the realest niggas up with me. Stay away from my hating ass chick. On my piece, keep yapping to the captain. I'ma make that shit. I'm F-R-E-E for nigga free. But I gotta keep the realest bitches up with me. Stay away from my hating ass chick. On my piece, keep yapping to the captain. I'ma make that shit.
Yay. Hey. I'm gonna add the fuck out of you, Brent.
Oh shit.
Period.
Okay. Alright, let me see.
Where that shit at?
I ain't write shit.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
We about to start a mixtape,
Oh
Brent.
Lord.
Facts.
I'll be the producer because clearly. Alright, I gotta run shit back. Oh Lord.
Run that shit the fuck
Okay.
Come on,
back.
run it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, let me sip something.
Come on,
Okay.
boy, buddy.
Yeah. Right. Spooky season, bitch.
Okay, period.
I'm F-R-E-E, fine nigga free.
Yeah.
Nah, wait, no, that don't make sense. You gotta run it
No,
back.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't even know. I was like,
I mean,
it's the
Go ahead.
mimosa.
Don't describe them like that.
Fuck.
Right.
Okay. I'm F-R-E-E, just big and free, and I gotta keep my real bitches up with me. Yeah,
Okay.
we rapping and we sipping on mimosas on the couch, and you know I keep it big, yeah, at my real house, and we in my office, and we grinding and we vibing, and we real cute, so you know we keep it shining, and the niggas love to see us, and we keep them on the grinding, and they spend they coins, cause they know they like us finding, and yeah, we shaking that ass, and he love to see it good, so he give us that cash, hey, and my man like to brag, got a real bitch on his own, yes, and I'm rapping, you know it ain't no capping, it's slapping, we riding on the beat, and then we keep it on, we going, and we keep it really flowing, and you know I got my girls, and we keep it really going, yeah, fuck nigga free, yeah, we keep these real niggas on us, yeah, and I keep on going, and I'm rapping, and I'll keep it all going, and I ain't no capping, and we keep it going, keep it flowing, keep it going, yeah, real bitches, and you know we keep it showing, show and tell every time we coming through, when we give these bitches hell, cause they see us coming through, real bitches, real women, big grinders, getting timing, real spending, we keeping it going, and we keeping it on flowing, and I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm keeping it on going, and we rapping, I don't write my bars, riding real big, and I like some nice cars, real big spender, always on the fender, always keep it going, and I'm always keep it showing, and I'm feeling myself, real big girl, and I'm feeling my health, I'm healthy wealth, and God gave me wealth, God keep me plenty, cause he love my health, and I love myself, and then I keep it on going, put Chandra in the building, yeah, I'm keeping it flowing, real big girl, yeah, Sandra raised me right, and I always keep it going, cause that Johnson girl tight,
I'm ready to roll some
Bars all across the bar.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm ready to call my man, tell him I'm in the studio.
Yeah,
That's why I'm in
you
the
know what I'm
store.
saying? I got some shit to say.
I'm at a dice game.
Ladies, I want to thank y'all for coming on the show tonight, vibing with me in the studio.
In the studio.
Tell the people one more time where they can find y'all, follow y'all, all that.
Okay, so I got 4 handles for you. At The Teflon Diva, at Soulflow Yo, at The Triple T Podcast with 2 E's, and at Book Miss Brittany. Period.
Well, you can find me at Michelina. It's MISHALENAA. Also, my business page, Pure Kemia, is PUREKHEMIA.
All right, and you guys already know I'm your girl, LaShow, The Show, and this was Rap and Mimosas, and you know, however I start, we always gotta finish it the same way. Therefore,
Mimosa, these bars in the holster, pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster. Women who can rap, make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit, y'all know what it is.
It's time to rap and mimosas.
Nice.